You may recall that a few months ago I did a blog on the Harambe, the gorilla attack in Ohio, and the little boy who found himself in the gorilla's den. Today I'd like to take a look at that Alligator case, the tragedy involving the toddler from Nebraska who, when his parents were visiting Disney World and walking at the edge of the lake at night, the toddler disappeared and ultimately died from the alligator attack. Key question in any kind of personal injury action is, was the situation or the danger open and obvious? We've visited that issue in Massachusetts, and let's assume for a moment, though, we're using Florida law, and the standard negligence principles come into play. That is, what was reasonable for the parents to expect? They were not from Florida. They, therefore, were not, in all likelihood, expect alligators. They were certainly not swimming, so their conduct was not culpable and not as responsible as if they were swimming. They were very close to the toddler, only I think 5 to 10 feet away. And by looking at the conduct of Disney, I think you see quite a difference in terms of what their knowledge was. What's most significant is that Disney, according to the research I did, caught 240 alligators over the past decade. 15 alone were caught in 2016. So clearly there was a large problem there, and it should have put Disney on notice to post warning signs of potential alligator attacks, and also to say stay out of the water at night when alligators are obviously most active. In Massachusetts, we have a principle of law that if something is open and obvious, the landowner need not warn against it. But if it is not open and obvious, and I contend, for example, that this alligator or the presence of alligators was not open and obvious to this visiting family, then there is no duty. Then there is a duty to warn. And in fact, in Massachusetts, it has gone even further to say that there can still be liability if something is open and obvious, if it has not been remedied. But I don't want to get too involved in the more recent case. I simply want to say that if something is unknown to a plaintiff, to a person who gets injured, who comes onto a land or comes onto a property, and that person is not properly warned, like the parents of this Nebraska toddler, even though it was fully known, the risks were fully known to, in this case, Disney or to a landowner, then there should in fact be liability. The alligator case is obviously a very tragic case. Looking at it from a cold, dispassionate view in terms of is there liability or not, it seems to me to be a strong case, unlike the Harambe case, for the parents. Not that suing is on their mind, and I'm not suggesting that. I'm simply suggesting that Disney had ample knowledge of what could occur, failed to warn, failed to take remedial steps, and the parents, on the other hand, had very little, if any, knowledge of the risks. Thank you.